In today's video, I wanted to do what I would consider more of a real-world strength test of miter joints and box joints. I've seen a lot of videos that provide very interesting scientific information, I guess I would say, about how much leverage you can place on two pieces. It's often just an L, and it's often just a single joint. But we don't really work with just single joints and two pieces of wood a lot in woodworking. Drawers, cabinets, tables, all of these things have much more in common with a box than they do with two pieces of wood that are simply connected and stress is applied. So I'm going to go through increasing levels of damage in what I would consider somewhat realistic terms to test how long these last. Now I have pretty good hopes for the box joints that that'll make it all the way through the end. Not entirely sure about the miter. We'll see. I've been making mitered boxes without splines for a long time, but there are a ton of people out there who are convinced you must have splines or they're going to blow apart in the wind. So I wanted to see. I've never intentionally dropped or banged my boxes, so I don't really know. But I've never had one fall apart just from naturally either. Both of these boxes were built with the same Home Depot pine that was reused from an old project. None of the pieces were jointed. They were planed to clean off some old pencil marks so I could write my own for this project, but they were built under what I would consider not ideal conditions. For me, ideal conditions for making the best joints are you've got a jointed face, a plain face that's parallel and flat, everything right. So these are a little bit, I'll say, more crude in how I think most people would probably be making them that are watching my channel. I don't have a jointer, but you may not even have a planer to do a jointer sled. So I wanted to go with that. They've each sat for 24 hours at least for the glue to fully dry. Type-on 3 was used. It's not the newest Type-on 3. It's a little old, but it's still within what I would believe to be the usable range. These are roughly identical. One ended up a little longer than the other, and they're basically the same width. Both have a bottom. I didn't do any top. This is just a normal box joint 1/4 inch on the router, and this was just mitered on the table saw. Otherwise, everything is identical as far as I know and can remember about these. Now, the wood has a few holes drilled in it from an old project, but I don't think that'll affect the structural integrity at all, but we'll see. Now, what I'm not concerned about is damage to the wood. These are going to get very damaged. There's probably going to be large dents, chunks taken off. That's not really relevant to the strength of the joint, and if you want to protect your box from damage, don't do anything that I do in this video. And I just want to say, as with any testing video, your mileage may vary. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, let me know. Don't take this to be proven fact. This was not done scientifically in any way. So, toss your box in your yard at your own risk. All right, this will be the bumping into the table. We will start with the box joint. Just walking along, oh, somebody called my name. Oh no, oh geez, oh boy. Well, okay, it's okay. We got a nice dent, but we're surviving. Oh, I've grabbed a second box. Boy, I'm walking again. Somebody called, oh geez. Oh, we got another dent, not bad, but we're surviving. We're okay. All right, we are now going to do the dropping from, I don't know, 1.5 feet. Oh boy, look, I set my box on a high kind of thing on my bench and oh, somebody called my name. Oh boy, onto the concrete too. That wasn't supposed to be till later. Oh look, it survived. The miter survived the concrete double drop. Jeez, I keep placing these boxes so close to the edge. Oh, no, I'm gonna do it again. Oh boy, survived. Oops, concrete. Oh, would you look at that? It's in one piece still. Wow. 2 falls. Great. Oh, man, I'm walking along. Oh, wow. That's terrible. Oh, man. My kids just leaving boxes everywhere. Holy. Whoa. All right, they're still in one piece. Miters survived to fight again. And box joints still in one piece. Oh, it's late at night. I'm trying to get inside so quickly. Oh boy, I dropped my boxes. They have survived again. We are still in one piece. Wow, I'm working late at night. Oh no, mulch. Nope, still in one piece. Okay, I think for our final test here, I'm just going to try standing on these. Now, I am going to slightly hold on to this table in case these do snap so that I don't fall onto the ground, but I think that's how I'm going to try to finish this off. This is the miter joint, not holding on at all. I think we're okay there. Place it on the other side. I think we're okay there. Alright, let's do this way. Nope, we got nothing that way. And the box joint, just for fun. Okay, nothing there. Yeah, nothing there. Of course, no real surprise there. The box joint, very strong. Nothing. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas of even somewhat semi-realistic ways to try to break these that don't involve just smashing them with a hammer. All right, and just for the last test, we'll just do another good drop. Both of them solid. One piece, no problem. All right, let's wrap this up with a few thoughts. All right, so there's my real world testing of miter joints with no splines and basic box joints. And none of this wood was jointed before. The ideal building conditions were not perfect. I'd say these were about as good as kind of a normal home shop where you don't have a jointer. You're just going straight to the table saw. They were planed just to clean some other stuff off, but we all know planing doesn't flatten the board. So I hope these give a real world idea of how strong, especially miter joints can be without any splines in them. I love the look of a clean grain going around. I do like splines. I think they look great in some things, but I love the clean look. And I think a lot of people shy away from that due to the idea that they're going to break or fail. And everybody knows box joints are just incredibly strong. You've got so much good glue surface in there. I really had no doubts about these. I wasn't 100% sure about these. There are a few tests I would have liked to have done that just didn't work out. The first was I kind of wanted to play tug of war with my dog with these, but then I realized if I taught him that it was okay to start biting on boxes or things I make, that would end very poorly for other things in the house that I didn't want him destroying. So that one was scrapped, though I think that would have been fun. I also could not fit my dumbbells in here. That was one that in hindsight, if I had made them bigger, I probably would have put a dumbbell in there, and I would have needed to make the base out of something stronger than this backing of a crappy dresser, because it would have just split right through. So perhaps in a future video at some point, something big enough for a dumbbell. And then the last thing that maybe helped a bit, I don't know, I don't want to say that, is that they were made of pine, which is a relatively soft wood. Perhaps if they were made of, I don't know, something much harder, more dense, while they wouldn't have gotten this destroyed as much, maybe that would lead to cracking more. I don't know. I don't have the money to build destruction boxes out of nice wood, so that just wasn't an option now, maybe down the road. But I can't really think of anything else that in a normal day life, I mean, you'll see me throwing these across the yard, so that's not actually normal, could break these that I haven't done. Because a box this size, you're never going to put a 25-pound dumbbell in it, and you're going to struggle to put enough weight in there to make a difference, as long as your bottom is strong. And that was the one construction problem with this, is if I'd used something thicker, maybe that would have made more sense. But I kind of wanted to use these if they survived, and I didn't want to just break the bottom and not have anything done to the joints. So I hope this, adds to the thoughts on miter joints, and that they can be used without splines. That was the real purpose today, was to give more of a real world example that you can build things out of miter joints without splines. And I think the final point that I have is this was not about longevity testing, right? We don't build drawers to dressers out of miter joints because they're going to be opened and closed hundreds, maybe thousands of times. And I don't have any kind of machine that can just yank on this 1,000 times while I don't have to sit there and do it. So this isn't going to really prove longevity over 10 years, 15 years of constant stress. All I can do is just try to pry these apart, and I'm not getting anything with either of these. So longevity is an unknown for now. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this added something to your ability to have confidence in miter joints a little more. So I just wanted to show, we did do some pretty good damage but honestly not as bad as I thought. You know, dropping them on concrete, not the best, and a pretty soft wood, though I think that prevented it from chipping too much, to be honest. Definitely the corners got real banged up here, but again, not as bad as I would have thought for a pine box being dropped on concrete. You can see definitely some problems down there. I may film myself at some point trying to clean these up and see how we can do to make them look nice again.